Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Hoppets. Today, joined by
Brett
of Anomyces, doing a re-review, kind of, or a revised review. I don't know what you call re-review, pretty much. Or this is a batch of a beer that's been revised, and we were asked to try it.
Yeah.
So you probably noticed the label already. This is from Theodor Schiøtz Brewing Company, and this is their Anarkist series, and this is their New England IPA in the Anarkist series. And we tried it last year. What was it last year? I think it was, wasn't it? It's a while back at least.
Around December.
Review did very well, but we had some very strong opinions against the beer and the company. And some people didn't think it was fair, because they're big, why should they get all the hate? And some people agreed with us. That's always how it is. Opinions will always split the water. But actually, the guys at not Theodor Schiøtz, but it was the guys from Theodor Schiøtz, but Royal Unibrew. The thing is, it doesn't say Royal Unibrew anywhere on this bottle, but it's owned by Royal Unibrew. It's a Royal Unibrew product.
It's basically
big beer.
Royal Unibrew.
It's macro beer. Yeah. So one of the statements I would like to be on the bottle someone, so the consumers know what they're getting. But they reached out and said that they tweak the recipes and whatnot, and they would like to send me a sample and get a new review, see what I think now. I of course said yes, and I'll still do my honest opinions as always. And then they sent this along with some other beers for other reviews or something like that. But this will be fun to try because they definitely tweaked the recipe. You can see. So we're gonna give it a fair shot here.
Yeah, sure.
So this is the same beer pretty much, but just recipe changes has happened, and it's still a Mosaic and Motueka and Pacific Gem hopped New England IPA made with rhubarb puree and elderflower concentrate, and they use oats in here. So IBU is still low; it's 12, and alcohol content is 4.8. Or 4.8, 5.4. Sorry.
And this is batch 3.
Batch 3, yes.
Yeah.
So if you see it in the supermarket shelves in Denmark, and I don't know if it's outside of Denmark yet, but if you see it on the shelves, it's the batch 3 you need to look for in order to have the beer we have in the glass. So, I mean, that looks much more like an
it looks
IPA.
Definitely more like in New England IPA.
But still, it's not got a lot of head. It seems like the carbonation is kind of low. Okay, now I can generate a bit extra.
It looked kind of strange when we first poured it, but it's all right now.
Also makes a statement on this bottle here saying it's unfiltered.
Yeah.
Let's check out the aroma. Definitely more punchy than this smells much more true to style.
It smells, because the other one.
But it's not like intense and crazy.
No. It's like a medium to semi-mild New Englandy peachy aroma. I'd say the esters shine
Mosaic is for me stuff that shines. I'm definitely getting like that kind of sweet citrus tone, blueberry-esque note. And there's definitely some esters, as you say.
Yeah.
But no elderflower or rhubarb puree.
No.
Why do you even put that in here?
Yeah.
But unless you do it in crazy amounts and try to imitate a rhubarb elderflower milkshake thingy or whatever.
But I think it's quite peachy. It's almost peach ring candy-like.
Yeah, lately. Actually, the aroma is much better. Much better.
And I'm also getting a bit of malt. Maybe wheat malt and a bit of like crackery.
It's made with oats, barley malts, and water and hops.
Yeah. It smells.
And it's got a bit of haze to it as well. I mean, it was clear. I shook the bottle a bit, but it was clear.
Yeah.
Just standing in the fridge. Well, let's check out the taste on it. Cheers. It still tastes like beer for the masses, though.
Yeah.
It still tastes like beer for the masses. It almost tastes like a crossbred of Pilsner and a New England IPA now.
Yeah. And it has this.
It's got lots of white bread.
Yeah, but do you get this weird, slightly semi-astringent thing in the aftertaste? It's not there immediately.
I think it's just hop matter flavor, to be honest. Because there's a little bit of that, but it's definitely better than the the original, which we
Yeah,
gave
yeah,
50.
it is
Or
better.
I gave it a 50.
But it's it's
But it tastes more like a pale ale, but it's also only 5.4%. But
it is basically a pale ale.
the problem with I have with it is like it's tasting more like industrial beer. I mean they're getting there with this somewhere, I'd say at least, but it's still not something I personally want to support.
No, I wouldn't buy.
I will give it. No, I wouldn't buy it. I'm giving it a fair share review because they sent it, but don't see this review as colored in any way. But I wouldn't buy this beer.
No.
But I can see there's a lot of talk about positives and negatives with this. One of the negatives is what I stated is that these guys are pretty much stealing, or not stealing, but they're taking the craft beer term and twisting it a bit because they're not a small brewery. They have a big monetary backing compared to others, and it's a company that's in the past been famous for just making shitty, bland, mass-produced beers, and now all of a sudden they want to make craft beer, as we see sales in craft beer in Europe rising like crazy and sales in macro beer failing.
Yeah, they offer bars to,
And they even put out a freaking statement lately that 2017 was the best year for Royal Unibrew in a long time because of their new production of craft beer and all this stuff. So, to me, that seems like you're in it for the money and not in it for the. They've probably hired some people at the company that are in it for the beer, but the people behind it, it's money talks. Yeah. No problem in earning money, but then you're not in it for the passion. No. So that's the whole thing. But then there's a lot of people that saying, but isn't it also good? Because maybe Mr. Average Joe grabs a bottle of Anarkist New England IPA, and he is gonna seek out all these crazy new beers. I don't think so, though. If you weren't a beer geek and started experimenting and trying different beers, like, whenever, I don't think you ever will be. It's kind of like the same with, like, for example, there's, if we compare, like, the beer to music, like, a lot of people get really into music, and then they start to listen to this artist, and they delve into the styles of music and all this. And then there's the average Joe that listens to pop music and whatever in the radio. They hear a very good tune, but when they hear a very good tune, they don't go maybe seek out the album or whatnot. They just, I like it when it's on the radio. I think that's the market that these guys are hitting. And for that market, I think they think this is probably freaking fantastic beer, but it's just misrepresentative of some of the things that we make that's happening. But I'm very glad that they changed the recipe as much as they've done.
At least you could say it fits the style now.
Yes, it does. It doesn't taste like an ESB.
Yeah, it tastes like a New England IPA, just very mild.
But I would still much rather drink other New England IPAs, and I would much rather that you guys support other small brewers instead. Really. I still stand by that. Like the last video, I was so fired up because we also had.
But it was also because it was so bad.
But it was so bad. I mean, they got on some right track. But yeah, for me, it's, if we talk of the beer objectively, it's actually decent beer. But if we talk about everything subjectively, I would say I'll steer clear of it because that's just not what I'm about. I'm about
I just think even though if I didn't,
because I think it's
even though if I didn't know this was macro produced or if it was owned by Royal Unibrew, and I tasted this, I wouldn't buy it again. But we probably aren't the customers they want to aim anyway. So
I think they want to hit a mix though, because if you see some of the collaboration things they're trying to pull and whatnot.
They probably want to hit some of the true craft drinkers. But
if they start maybe hitting something that really is gonna blow people's socks off, like you're going all in like this here, then you might change some opinions, I think, but not with this.
No. If you do something like Lagunitas, who are owned by AB InBev, but
Lagunitas?
still produce...
No, it's Heineken.
Oh, but Heineken is partly a part of... Isn't it a part of AB InBev? I'm pretty sure.
Then it's new to me. I don't think so.
Okay, but whatever. Maybe it's only a Heineken. Whatever. If you do something of the quality they do, maybe you'll hit people within the craft beer scene, but... a lot of people are still against something like Lagunitas just because they support something very macro.
The big thing I have the problem with is like it's trying to be craft but still in its macro ways, if you could say it like that. I mean, they still do lock taps. They still do this stupid bar, thing that we have here, that like Ølkælderen, right next to Basement Beer Bar, which is a proper craft beer bar. Yeah. Which is Ølkælderen is Danish for the basement beer bar thing. I mean, it's kind of crappy. So if they would shy away from that mentality maybe and try and embrace the community a bit more, maybe people would be a little bit harsh against them. I don't know. I'm trying to be a little bit objective in this one and not be as crazy driven. But I would still say that personally, nothing I would support. But rating wise on the actual beer here in front of us, I'm actually going to go as high as like a 78 or so. It's actually fairly okay. Yeah. It's not something I will go out of my way to get ever, but I think this is the highest grade I've ever given to a Royal Unibrew product, which is saying a little bit about it. Yeah. But it's still not something that's going to blow your mind.
I think, honestly, I would maybe give it, I'll give it an 80, because I think if this was produced by anyone else, I'd give it an 80, so I'll give it an 80 now. Yeah. It's just, there's no flaws about this beer, it's just mild. And
it's
very quite a boring New England IPA.
Yeah, but it fits the style.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah. So, what do you guys think of the new Anarkist New England IPA? Have you tried it? Let us know. The new New England IPA from Anarkist, or not Anarkist, from Theodor Schiøtz, aka Royal Unibrew. Let us know. What do you think of this whole macro? I mean, I know it's been happening for a long time in the States, but what do you think of it happening in Europe now as well? Yeah. Big breweries wanting to get in on it because it's got the monies, or at least to some extent. Yeah, that's a lot of my idea about these companies. They're all of a sudden doing it and not doing it when it started.
Yeah, they don't do
because they've been in the game for longer than the craft breweries. Yeah. But hey ho, long video. Sorry, that was rhymed. But guys, let us know what you think of the Anarkist IPA if you had a chance to try it, the New England one from Theodor Schiøtz Brewing Company. Thanks to Royal Unibrew for stating the beers. It will be interesting to see how the others are. And as always, guys, remember to comment, subscribe. Check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And we're going to say cheers.
Cheers.
And see you guys in another beer review.